Sadiq here, and myself, who have been hearing Urdu and now evolved into listening to people like Sheikh Jafar speaking in their native language of English. The story, the narrative is the same. Karbala to Kufa, to Sham, Sham back to Karbala, and eventually to Medina. But there are some other events that happened during these trials and tribulations on the Ahlul Bayt. Imam Hussain salamullah alayh, when he was leaving Medina, his uncle comes and challenges him or asks him. And this is something, we learn every episode, every question, everywhere that Imams are asked, and when they answer, we have to learn from the answers how they answer. So the Imams answer according to the situation, according to the time, according to the people, according to the person asking the question, and they have different answers. So somebody who's trying to look like a storybook, he will not get the continuity in the answers. But with the knowledge that we have to know that the Imams, when they speak something, they're speaking because of a certain time and event. The Imam was asked more than once in Medina, why are you going to Karbala? And he answered everybody the answer that they wanted to be, the Imam wanted that answer to be heard on that occasion. So in this occasion, Ibn Abbas is asking him, why are you taking the women? And it must be a valid question in our minds. Why are you taking the women to Karbala? The response was very easy. Very, very simple answer. But this gives a key to the future events. Sha'Allah an yarahunna sabaya. Sha'Allah, word we always use in our Arabic, Insha'Allah, if Allah wills. Sha'Allahu an yarahunna sabaya means Allah wishes to see them as captives. Now, this Shah is not like Allah wanted. Sheikh here will verify in the fiqh. It's not a jabr. A jabr is not a forced Shah Allah that Allah wanted to see it. No. There have to be other things, other elements for that Shah Allah an yarahunna sabaya to happen. And that is why when Imam Hussain says Shah Allah an yarahunna sabaya, he says, look, Allah wants to see them captives. But he knew, he knows how they become captives, and he knows he's going to get killed in Karbala, and the Bani Umayyah are going to carry on, and eventually they will be taken captives. But that was all in the Mashiat Allah. Allah's wishes that this episode is going to happen. This does not absolve the Bani Umayyah for what they've done. It is their hand. It's like me giving you a knife here, and you can take that knife and you can go and cut a cake for me, or you can go and get that knife and come in, stab me. So it's up to you. You are the end person who's going to lead to that act. So though the knife is there, but it is you. Allah has provided you the knife, but doesn't mean Allah wants you to stab me. So this is how it happens and when you come deep, and people like Sheikh can explain to us much better what Jabr means. So this was not a Jabr, this was Sha'Allah. Allah knew what was going to happen, and this is exactly what happened eventually. So when it says Sha'Allah yarahunna sabaya, somebody might question that Imam could have left the women at least back in Medina, or at least in Mecca. Now he's going to Karbala, his final destination. He should have left the women there. But what guarantee is that the women will have been safe in Medina? We don't have any guarantee. This is Bani Umayyah. They used to prison the women. They used to prison the women. Why? To give a force hand to the men to come back. So they will have taken the women and put them in prison. And somebody in the army will have said, oh, look, our women are in prison. We can't leave them there. So we have to come back. So there are many reasons we can go in why Imam. But in this episode, we are explaining why Imam thought he will answer Ibn Abbas that we will take the women because Allah wishes to see them captives. And the explanation also that if the women were left in Medina, they could also be harassed. So the Imam took, and he goes on his long journey and eventually comes to Karbala. The ahdath, the events of Karbala happened. It's not something that we should just pass on, but we know what happens in Karbala. I want to just enlighten something that many a times there are people who you talk to, they will come back and argue with you. It happens. It's a human nature. People, something they don't understand because of lack of knowledge, or lack of knowledge because of not reading or listening. They have got their own ideas on events. So they might come and challenge you on that. And this is why when somebody wants to give something of knowledge, they have to read or listen or make sure what they are speaking about. So 10 years ago, maybe more, 11 years ago, I was in Mombasa watching Ahlul Bayt TV with my, may Allah bless her soul, my mother, Marhuma Khairun Balada.